If you close your eyes every time the news talks about the environment, it doesn't make the problem go away. Climate change is still here, and historically, it has ever been. Environmental disasters didn't wait for the 21st century to get dramatic. Let's time travel through the worst environmental disasters ever in under 10 minutes. Let's start with Chernobyl, Ukraine, 1986. One safety test went wrong and reactor 4 exploded. Radioactive fallout spread across Europe. The town of Pripyat was evacuated, never to be re-inhabited. The worst part is that the poor animals didn't get the memo. Wolves, radioactive boars and glowing mushrooms still live inside the exclusion zone. Before that, 1952, London went full Victorian horror with the Great Smog. Coal smoke plus weather inversion led to people suffocating on their commutes. Visibility dropped to inches and crime rates spiked because criminals just would disappear into the fog. It killed 12,000 people in 5 days. Now let's jump to India, 1984, the Bhopal gas tragedy. A pesticide plant leaked 40 tons of methyl isocyanate gas overnight. Thousands choked in their sleep. And what about the survivors? Many gave birth to children with twisted limbs and brain damage. 40 years later, the groundwater is still poisoned. Then there is the Deepwater Horizon spill of 2010. BP's offshore rig exploded and poured 210 million gallons of crude oil into the Gulf of Mexico. For 87 days straight, a sticky black oil berg the size of Manhattan formed underwater. There were dead fish, dead turtles, and dead PR for BP. Not the first oil disaster though. The Exxon Valdez spill in 1989 dumped 11 million gallons off the coast of Alaska. The captain was allegedly drunk and the ship hit a reef. It was so bad they had to develop new oil spill cleaning tech just to handle the mess. Then Japan got hit with a 1-2 nuclear gut punch in 2011. The Fukushima Daiichi disaster, earthquake, tsunami, radiation is still leaking into the Pacific. They sent robots into the reactors, but the radiation fried their circuits quite immediately. You know it's bad when the robots give up. But the USA had its own slow-motion apocalypse in the 1930s. It was the Dust Bowl. Giant clouds of dust blacked out the sky. People couldn't breathe. Cars disappeared in brownout storms. Some of that dust reached New York and even the Atlantic. Whole towns packed up and left. Now we fly to Central Asia. There was the famous Aral Sea disaster. The Soviets wanted cotton, so they rerouted rivers feeding the Aral Sea. The sea shrank by 90%. Fishing towns became desert ghost towns. Rusted ships now sit in sand dunes. Another chemical horror was in Minamata, Japan in the 1950s. The Chizo Corporation dumped mercury into the sea for decades. People ate fish and then appeared the symptoms. Tremors and hallucinations were the most common ones. Children were born unable to walk, talk or see. It took years for the government to admit it and even longer for victims to get justice. And then there's the Love Canal, a small American neighborhood in New York built on top of a toxic waste dump. The ground oozed chemicals. The place was so cursed, it literally helped birth the US Environmental Protection Agency. But Europe got in on the nightmare too. In 1976, Seveso, Italy released a massive cloud of dioxin, which is a chemical so toxic it kills animals in minutes. It inspired the EU's first strict environmental laws. So yes, tragedy is the best motivator. And then there's the ocean's ugly secret, the Great Pacific Garbage Patch. It's not an island of bottles, it's a swirling soup of microplastic between California and Hawaii. And it's twice the size of Texas and growing. It's in the fish, it's in your salt, it's probably in your sushi. Bon appetit! Then there was Lake Nyos, Cameroon in 1986. A volcanic lake randomly burped a massive cloud of carbon dioxide. It rolled silently downhill and killed 1,746 people in their sleep. Entire villages died without a sound. Even the animals collapsed mid-step. And if that's too quiet, how about the Sidoarjo mud volcano in Indonesia? In 2006, gas drilling triggered a mud eruption. It hasn't stopped. Over 17 years later, it's still spewing hot mud. Then there was the Jilin chemical explosion in China, 2005. A benzene leak turned the Songhua River into poison. Officials stayed quiet until dead fish floated up and people started panicking. Now for something disgusting. Let's talk about London's fatbergs. These are massive sewer clogs made of grease, diapers and wet wipes. One was 210 feet long and weighed more than a city bus fleet. Workers had to go down with shovels and slice it up. Ugh! Lastly, Centralia, Pennsylvania. A coal mine caught fire in 1962 and is still burning underground. The town was slowly abandoned. In 1981, a 12-year-old boy fell into a smoking sinkhole in his backyard. He survived, but the town didn't. It is now a ghost town with smoking cracks in the pavement and signs warning you to get out as fast as you can. That was all for today's video. Before you go, don't forget to subscribe for more quick and casual explanations. I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.